So we're talking about being chosen and being able to recognize when God has chosen you and how he's working in your life is something that's so amazing. It makes you feel like you are the only person in the world that God is actually taking care of, and that you are his child and his only child, and that he's literally stepped out of the sky and put his arms around you and told you, say, baby girl, I got you. Don't worry about nothing. Everything is going to be okay. Welcome to my channel, The Business Building Diva, with me, Natasha James, better known as the CEO Speaks. So the question is, how do you know that you are a chosen person? And I'm going to say that I can't speak for anybody but myself. But it's those times when I know that I'm stressed. It's those times that when I know that I have things on my plate that I really just don't know how to handle, and God comes through in the ninth hour and he just drops something in my hands and be like, here you go, girl. I told you I had you. Or he puts an opportunity in front of my face that I know that I wouldn't have never gotten had it just been me trying to go after it by myself. Or it's times where he put me in the room with somebody that I don't even think I belong. Like, I have a few videos on my thing where I am in the state capitol with legislators and doing things, and that wasn't by choice. That was by design, and that was only God's hands that put me in those rooms and put me in those specific rooms. So when I think about what God is doing in my life right now, I realize that I'm in a lot of rooms that I did not create for myself. My name alone did not create the rooms for myself. It's the people that he's allowed me to cross paths with. And even when you don't want to do something for me, you don't even get a choice in the matter. It's already ordained that you do it. And even after I tell you, you may not feel like you want to continue to do it. But the reality of it is that if you don't do it, somebody else will. And what you just did is you just blocked your blessing. I'ma still get mine. And I think that's the most funniest thing, because it's a humbling thing as well, because now that I know that I can block my blessing from not doing what God has told me to do, it stops me from not wanting to do the things that he's laid on my heart to do, even if I feel like I don't want to do it because of what you've done or X, Y. You know what I'm saying? So it makes me just take a deep breath and just go after it and do it anyway.
Yeah, no.
Like, who knew that he was preparing me for, like, it was practice. It was pre-practice for me to be able to say,
I'm familiar with it.
okay, girl, I can go and do this now. Like, you can literally go into the room now and feel comfortable being in the room because you have gone into the room. And I have played golf with senators and all of this. Like, okay, girl, they just regular people. Go ahead. So yeah, and that's what I mean by, I can't control what God is doing in my life, but when I say he allows not only for me to see it, but he allows the people around me to see it. Weapons form, but they can't prosper. And I really enjoy being able to see the things that God is doing in my life, because it reminds me that those hardships that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, the financial stresses that I have to deal with, that is all temporary. Right. And many times that it's a setup for something bigger on the other side, because you've seen it. Even realizing that God is doing something much bigger in your life, and you don't realize it, but you have to stick around to see it. Right. You can't give up. You have to keep going. You have to do the things that you have to do in order to be able to see and benefit from the stressors that you deal with on a regular basis. That's what I would tell people any day, is that it may not look good right now, and it may look like the walls are coming down, and the walls are closing in on you, that you may look like you're about to lose everything. Life is just hitting you from every angle, and there's nothing you can do about it. And you want to know what the beauty in that is that if you didn't cause it and you can't control it, it ain't nothing you gonna do about it. I had to learn what be still means. And in that situation, what can you do? Be still and go through it. I've learned to really embrace those seasons. I've come to the conclusion that in this last season that I just came out of, I went without being paid for about 6 months. We went through a struggle period, but in that season, I think God was testing my patience to a certain extent. And am I gonna get frustrated? I got frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. I got frustrated, but I didn't get as frustrated as I normally would have. I didn't go to the deep end like I normally would have gone to the deep end. But I also realized there was so many other things that was happening good in my life that I needed to embrace rather than sitting and worrying about the things that was happening that was negative in my life. So that was a distraction, the negative parts of my life, because if I had focused on that in the way that I felt like I should have, I would have missed all of the good things that was happening, all of the doors that he was opening, all of the awards that I was receiving, because I wanted to isolate and stay
present.
right. I had to show up. I had to be present. I had to be able to embrace what was going on and still focus on the good. And I mean, it made the time go by. Actually enjoyed having fun. I knew that stuff was out of my control. And unfortunately, it did affect my staff and how they were being able to be paid. But thank God that they understood that these are things that I cannot, that has nothing to do with me. Like, I literally could not do anything about it. And I had done all that I could to make sure that it had been, we had taken care of it. But this had gone on for a whole year until the last 6 months of it. It just got to the point where I just couldn't. And it was like God was saying, I don't know why you was trying to fix it anyway. So now when you take your hands off of it, it ended up being fixed. But it's always going to be the fixer in you that's going to slow down the progress. And it's going to be you that's going to stop you from being able to get to the next phase. Not saying that you don't do anything to try to figure out where the problem is, because sometimes you have to work without faith. Without work is dead. But at the same time, there's only so much work you can do. You see? So yeah, life is lifing. But even when life is lifing, God is still in the midst of it. So I like the fact that, I sit back and all of those questions I used to ask my mom growing up about why did I have to go through this and why did I have to go through that. And I look back over my life right now and I can sit here and tell you why. Because the families that I work with every day, they need me to show up, and the little girls that come into my office that sees me, they need to be able to see me. Right. They need to know that your environment doesn't dictate who you are or who you will become. And that God is real, whether we believe it or not. I don't know if I even should say your higher power or whatever the case may be, but I believe in God, so I'm gonna say it's God. So whoever you believe in and whatever the universe is doing for you, I do believe it's real. Whatever your belief is, I don't think that there's anything that I've done over my lifespan at this point that not even me going to college. I started school at 20. Like, I had to figure it out. Like, I didn't know that I could go to college. But God put people in my path that allowed me to get my paperwork done to go to school. The people around me didn't help me. You know what I'm saying? He had to put me in rooms where I could get what I needed, even with teaching me how to become me. Teaching me to become me. Like, I grew up in the hood. I grew up around low income families. I didn't know what it was to have nice things. Like, everything I pretty much got was a hand me down. And 9 times out of 10, it wasn't any name brand stuff. But I learned to take care of my stuff. And I wanted nice things. I never was in a room with anybody. I can't even tell you I was in a room with anybody that was middle class for the most part of my life. You know what I'm saying? God put me in rooms where people with other women that I would embrace, and they would teach me how to show up for myself. Teach me how to put on nice clothes and how to carry myself as a young lady, and teach me how to maintain my values. I I grew up where everybody wanted to wear what LL Cool J song is with the bamboo earrings and the sucking on the lollipop. That's the song. You know, that's the life that I was. That's the life that if I had stayed there, that's the life that was sold to me. Long fingernails, bamboo earrings, crazy hairstyles. I would have never made it to this point in my life had I gotten stuck in that lifestyle. So, he has been ordering my steps all along the way. I could even tell you about my boyfriends. I mean, boyfriends would have even kept me stuck, but he didn't allow me to get caught up in that lifestyle to be stuck there. So we've been on here. Good conversation. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, like, subscribe, and share this video. I'll be coming back with more deep thought conversations with somebody else at some point. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what it feels like to be the chosen one. Um, until the next video, thank you.